To understand how chord progressions work, we need to go through two concepts. Firstly, the idea of using Roman numerals to describe chords. Roman numerals are very useful if you don't want to assign your chords a specific scale. This, for example, would be a major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, and B diminished would work for C. If we know our scales, it's relatively easy to assign the correct notes to their respective Roman numerals. Note that uppercase represents a major chord and lowercase represents a minor chord. So if we happen to be in the key of G major, and I told you that the chord progression for a particular song was 1, 6, 5, 4, all you'd have to do is apply those numbers to the G major scale, and that would tell you that the chords are G, E minor, D, and C. The second concept is understanding scale degrees and the roles that they play in any given melody. Now, for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to be using the Ionian or major scale. The scale degrees are tonic, supertonic, medians, subdominants, dominants, submedians, and leading tone. To better understand how these different degrees are used, we can put them into categories. Our first category, which we'll call tonic, includes these chords. The tonic is a resolution chord. The medians and submedians are leading chords, which is to say that they are typically used as a way to move from your tonic to your predominance. The second section will lump all under predominant chords. The supertonic and subdominant chords are tension-building chords. And in the final section, we'll refer to as dominant chords. The dominant chord is typically used for holding tension. Leading tone chords are interesting. They can be thought of as passing chords, so a way of connecting two chords together. Can also be used to prolong the tonic. Look, the general gist here is that Western music is all about building tension and then releasing that tension. So for example, we could go from C major, which is our tonic, into E major, for starters, then into F major and then A minor, so we've now moved to our predominant chords, creating tension. Then into D minor and then G, anticipating a resolution, and then finally back into C major to resolve the progression. This, of course, is just one of many different examples. The point I'm trying to make is that context matters. In order to work out a chord progression, we need to know the key so that we know which scale we're working in, and we need to know the melody so that we know the direction the song is moving. The melody will tell us when to build tension and when to release. Now look, I realize that I'm taking a very creative exercise and I'm drying it up by making it mathematical, but the reality is you have to understand the rules to be able to break them. I'm going to be honest with you, when I'm composing, I'm not usually thinking in terms of scale degrees and dominant chords with submedians and so on and so forth. Usually I'm just grabbing a chord that I know will feel good or that will move me in the direction that I want to go. But it is very useful to be able to fall back onto my music theory knowledge whenever I get stuck. May not be glamorous, but it gets the job done. Just as a side note, we have been talking about the Ionian or major scale and Aeolian or minor scale, but the truth is there are 7 modes in total. They are Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. That, however, is a can of worms that deserves its own video. For now, I'm going to close by giving you a list of popular chord progressions. 1, 5, 6, 4. 6, 4, 1, 5. 1, 4, 5, 4. 1, 6, 4, 5. And 2, 5, 1, 6. Well, that's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one.